Hello, good morning. Welcome to the 9th series. Today we will explore the area of the sacrum and its relationship with the iliac crests. So as you can see, this is a triangle, and I really like to work in my practices with lines. So it could be energy lines, but also lines that you can feel that they are connected through the fascias in your body or through the different muscles in your body. And today we will be working with the connection between this and this a lot, but also different types of connections through the iliac crest and the whole side of the body. So we will just feel those lines, how they are more like rubber bands that they can expand and contract, which is the vitality that we've been talking about in the past series. We will also use Bhastrika breath. Bhastrika breath is a type of fire breath that we haven't done before. We did another type of fire breath which is called Kapalabhati. The thing about Bhastrika is that both the inhalation and the exhalation are active. So it's still an abdominal breath that moves really fast, that makes a sound, but in Kapalabhati we're doing active out breath, but passive in breath. We would just allow the breath in. But here, both parts are active, so it goes like this. I'm consciously making an effort, making an action, both in the inhalation and the exhalation, so there is a strong noise in both moments. The way we will use it is we will do 7 rounds of Bhastrika, 7 times, and then we will inhale, hold the breath at the top, and then with this breath holding, we will target a certain point in our body, probably something around this area that we're working today. And then when we exhale, we will just feel a lot of light or brightness going into the spot. So basically the idea is to send energy to those spots in the body that we will be targeting, okay? So let's just do it. Let's go down to the mat in our regular Shavasana. And then bend the legs, feet flat on the ground and the knees falling against each other, so there is no effort in your legs. Position your body correctly, feel the pelvis resting on the sacrum, and then both hands on your belly and connect with the abdominal or diaphragmatic breath, the movement of the breath from the navel down. Start paying attention to the sacrum that receives the weight of your pelvis. Good. Open your arms in an angle. Make sure that your hands are resting on the ground, and then pick up your knees. Yeah, bring them up into the chest. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move around the sacrum. So we want to touch with the weight of the body the edges of the sacrum all around. So we will roll with the knees, finding the edges, bringing weight there. Maybe when you are on your lower edge, the feet will be on the ground. That's what happens with me. And then again, we could do this with the feet on the ground, but if we do it with the feet in the air, there is more weight that we can bring into the edges of the sacrum. So we're using the body weight to massage around the sacrum. And therefore we are massaging all the tendons where the muscles are, that the muscles use to attach, and also the nerves. Good, let's do it in the opposite direction. So we're still massaging the edges of the sacrum with the body weight, but moving in the opposite direction. And we cannot do this fast because this is all about feeling. If there is some places, some spots that feel tender. If we go too fast, we are not feeling it, or we cannot target what is the exact point. We cannot pinpoint what is the exact location of the discomfort. And then in order for the body to self-regulate, we need to be able to feel all these things. The more precise, the better. That's the information that the body uses to self-regulate. And what we try is to do this process conscious. Beautiful. Now, stop the movement, both feet on the ground, right leg crosses on top of right ankle crosses on top of the left knee, and then we will move the right knee away, creating a lot of space around the iliac crest and inside the hip joint. Right knee moving away. Keep that opening you've created, and then both legs, exactly as they are, move towards the left until the right foot lands on the ground. But don't close your knee, yeah? We keep the knee out, so we keep the space around the iliac crest really wide. Good. And now we can actually send the sacrum towards the ground, yeah? The sacrum towards the ground, creating more space there even. Beautiful. Just breathe there. Keep your awareness. When we are working slowly like this, you need to be patient. You need to keep the mind really focused, curious, focused, observing, curious about what we're doing and what you're feeling. Beautiful. Now bring the knee up and then keep the right knee away. Lift the left leg, grab under the thigh, And now let's start rolling again on your sacrum. Now obviously the lower edge, we're not going to get there, but we can roll on top of the sacrum, which creates something interesting on your right hip. Circular motion with your knee. Good. Stop with the knee really close to the chest and then stretch the leg up. The right knee is still far, the left knee is close to the chest. Stretch the right leg, the left leg, and then start circling your ankle. and change directions. Beautiful. Bend the leg, foot on the ground, uncross the legs, and do exactly the same thing with the other leg. Left ankle on top of the right knee, the left knee moving away from the chest to create space in the hip, inside the hip joint, but also around the iliac crest, and then keeping all that space, simply move the legs towards the right until the left foot lands. And that makes something different, some different sensations in the muscles and tendons in this area. And you can breathe there, and one side is completely different than the other. What you're feeling is not the same. You can also play with trying to send the sacrum closer to the ground, or moving it back and forth. Just explore here a little bit while feeling. So keep the concentration, the focus. That's what makes the practice really interesting. Good, bring it up. Right leg up towards the chest, grab under your thigh and start circling on your sacrum. So you circle with the right knee, but since the weight of the pelvis is resting on your sacrum, you feel the effects of this circle on your sacrum. Okay, and then bring the knee towards the chest, right knee towards the chest, left knee away from the chest, drop the shoulders, and then stretch the right leg and start making circles with your ankle. Change directions. Uncross your legs, grab your knees, bring them to the chest, and let's do 7 Bhastrakas. Hold the breath at the top and infuse all this energy onto your sacrum. Let's go. Hold. Feel the sacrum. Exhale into your sacrum. Beautiful. So the arms go behind your thighs and you will start rocking back and forth a few times. And finally sit. Cross-legged. Change the crossing of the legs to the less natural disposition, and then make sure that your spine is long. Feel the sacrum. Inhale down towards the ground from the sacrum. Exhale, infusing energy into the whole area. Inhale down, from the sacrum down to the ground, to the earth. And exhale, infusing energy. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Try to feel the relationship between the iliac crests and the sacrum. They belong to the same bone complex, which is the pelvis. But there is still some possibility of movement in your sacroiliac joints, which creates a dynamic relationship between the iliac crests and the sacrum. Beautiful. Stop the movement. Then, keeping the left leg exactly where it is, you will bring the right leg forward, crossing right in front of the left leg. See, I'm on the left outer edge of my mat. And then you're gonna keep the hands exactly where they are. That's important. Keep the hands where they are and sit towards the back heel. Sit towards the left heel. Feel all the space you create around your sacrum. And we're gonna do 7 Bhastricas. Hold the breath. Let's go. Inhale, hold. Feel the space between the sacrum and the iliac crests. And exhale there. Beautiful. Let's undo. And go back to Marjariasana, knees under the shoulders. Feel the relationship between the sacrum and the iliac crests. Now stop the movement. The left leg is the one that crosses in front of the right. The thighs are touching, there is no space in between thighs. The hands stay where they are. And you simply sit back towards the back heel, keeping the hands where they are. And now 7 Bhastricas. Hold it at the top. Target the space between the sacrum and the iliac crest. And exhale there with a lot of light. Beautiful. Undo. And then both hands forward. Tag the toes in. Bring the hips up, Adho Mukha, bending the knees if you need. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine. First Adho Mukha of the session. Create a lot of space, not only between hands and sacrum, but also in between iliac crests. So all the space between the sacrum and the iliac crests gets wider and wider. Move the breath up and down the spine. Now knees down to the ground, hips right on top of your knees, right above the knees, and then Chalasana. Soften your shoulders. You can bring one foot on top of the other. Soften your shoulders, forehead down, straight arms, and then here sinking the heart with the exhalation. And then we will start moving the pelvis to the left and then to the right. Observing the space between the sacrum and the iliac crests, but also the relationship, the rubber band relationship between the iliac crest and the armpit. Yes. It's a rubber band relationship. And then you can play a little bit here. Rounding or arching the lower back. Beautiful. Stop the movement. Hands at the level of the face. Tuck the toes in. Bring the hips up. Lengthen the spine. Now inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, foot, knee towards the right hand, foot towards the left hand. Yeah, good. For those of you who can open the foot really high up, today we are not going to do this, because today we want if I bring my belly down, I want the heel right inside of the iliac crest. For the women, this is where we have the ovary, yeah? So if I have my foot up here, it's not going to happen. So we are closing the shape a little bit, and then simply let the pelvis be heavy, slide the back knee down so the pelvis gets closer to the ground. Roll a little bit here, creating some space in the right hip joint. Good, and now let's go down. Okay, when we go down, we will shift the weight more towards the left, so if we are flexible enough, we will feel the heel digging into the space of the ovary, right inside the iliac crest. There. Even if you're not a woman, you can feel the heel digging there. The psoas is there. Good. Beautiful. For a little bit more pressure, you just go lower. And now let's do our 7 Bhastrikas, holding the breath at the top. In, hold, observe the space where the heel is digging in, or where it would be if you would be flexible enough. And then exhale there, sending a lot of light. Beautiful. Hands. Front foot to the back, exhale, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. And now left leg up, inhale, exhale, knee towards the hand and the foot. It's not opening that much because we want it to fall right inside of the iliac crest. So back knee sliding down on the mat so the pelvis gets closer to the ground, and then wobbling here a little bit, feeling the left hip joint. Good. And then go lower. Find the connection. Yeah, the heel digging inside of your iliac crest, on the inside of your iliac crest. For women, it's where our ovary is. Good. And now let's bring more weight by dropping down. So, and what we do is usually we keep the pelvis centered, but here what we do is we roll the pelvis more towards the right, so we're bringing more weight onto the heel. So now the right hip is closer to the ground than the left hip, which is okay. Good, and now here let's go with the Bhastrika. Inhale, hold. Exhale right below your heel, at that spot. Standing line, beautiful. Now hands on your mat, exhale, front foot to the back, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. Now inhale, right leg up, this time bend the knee, open the hips, so you feel the axe, sacrum, iliac crest, getting into a vertical position, yeah? The axe, sacrum, iliac crest, getting into a vertical position. That's what we are aiming for here. Beautiful. Now, the foot in between your legs, foot in between your legs. Let the back leg get heavy, without bending the back leg. You're not bending the knee, but you're dropping the pelvis and feel that there is a lot of space around the sacrum. Just let it drop. Beautiful. Now, turn the back foot, right arm inside. Hand on your sacrum, yeah? Hand on the sacrum, so bring some hip there. And then, again, the axe, sacrum, iliac crest goes vertical. You open the shoulder and look up to the sky. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And then reverse. Hand back, right arm up. Feel the connection, iliac crest, armpit. The rubber band relationship. Now stretch the front leg, draw the smile, we've been working with the smile, draw the smile towards the left. And then the arms go towards the right, enter into Trikonasana, but today, again, hand on your sacrum, and then open the shoulder. Feel the vertical axe, sacrum, iliac crest. Keep the space. Bending the front leg a little bit, bring both hands at the front, exhale, right leg up, all the way up, open the knee, open the hips, and then the foot to the ground, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, a couple breaths here in your spine. And feel the space between the sacrum and the iliac crests. Beautiful. Left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hips. The axe, sacrum, iliac crest, it's getting into a vertical position. And then the foot in between your hands. Let the pelvis be heavy. Keep the back leg straight. Don't bend the back knee. Don't bend it. But the pelvis gets heavy and heavy and heavy. It feels like there is more space now between the sacrum and the iliac crest. Good. And now turn the back foot. Left arm inside, right hand at your sacrum, and then again, the axe, sacrum, iliac crest goes into a vertical position, opening the shoulder, opening the chest, looking up. Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse. Stretch your leg, front leg. Draw a beautiful smile towards the right. The body moving towards the left. Trikonasana. Hand at the back on your sacrum. Vertical axe. Opening the chest. Looking up towards the sky. There is this micro movement that can happen in your sacroiliac joint. It's good to keep them in good shape. Because those are the culprits of, if there is no movement there, a lot of time that causes lower back pain. Good. And then both arms down to the ground. Adho Mukha. Roll the shoulders. Lengthen the spine and then shift to plank. Pull the heels back. Knees down to the ground. Dorsum of the feet to the ground. And then slowly rolling the shoulders back. Really slowly dropping the pelvis. Try to keep a lot of space in between iliac crests, in between both of them, but also a lot of space between sacrum and iliac crests. Keeping the triangle wide, big. Good, now let's go all the way down to the ground. Both arms with the hands flat on the ground and completely straight will go under the body, pinkies are touching. And then keep the right leg straight, inhale, right leg up. Bring the right leg down. Inhale, left leg up, straight leg. Both legs straighten together, inhale up. Down. And now make a fist like this, vertical fist, and put it where we were targeting before with the heel. So ovaries for women, inside of the iliac crests for men. Really interesting spot. And we're going to do 7 Bhastrika's here. Inhale, hold. Bring your attention, your focus there, where your fists are. And then exhale it there, with a lot of light. Beautiful. Now, bend the right leg, bend the right arm, left cheek on the ground. Feel the connection, sacrum, iliac crest, all that space here in this area. And the breath that supports that space. Now bring the left arm underneath, so it goes here. And then stretch the left arm, the right arm on top, stretch the right arm on top. Okay. There is a really interesting movement, which is this movement. And this movement is happening on your sacroiliac joint. Yeah? Good. We're going to play with this movement while going into a spinal twist. So you bring the right arm up, you start creating this motion in your iliac crest, sacroiliac joint, until you find a place where the distance between the knee and the ground and the distance between the right hand and the ground is equal. So without effort you are in balance, and obviously the center of the balance is your sacrum. The point where the weight hangs, like in a balance, is the sacrum. So I'm not here and I'm not there. I'm right in between, where I don't have to make any effort and both the leg and the arm are in the air, or if you're super flexible, both should be on the ground. And then I breathe into the iliac, sacroiliac joint. I breathe there. I create space there. And feel the posture moving. Good. We're going to undo the same way we did, so we go back. And then bring the arm underneath, left arm underneath, and change. Bending the left leg, right cheek on the ground, right cheek on the ground. Feel the space between the sacrum and the left iliac crest, all that space here. Breathe in a way that it helps to create even more space there. And then the arm goes underneath, right arm. And then remember that movement, that movement, which is the interesting movement we're doing here. And we're going to use it to enter into a spinal twist, where the sacrum is the center, the axe of the balance, and then left knee and left hand are at equal distance from the ground. And then gravity is acting on both the arm and the leg. So it's opening more the posture, more and more. Just breathe and feel. Good, and this time we simply roll to the back, reposition the body on the mat, bend the legs, knees together, the pelvis resting on the sacrum, position the pelvis in a position that it feels comfortable. And then let's bring the hands on the belly again. We're going to do the last round of Bhastrika. Inhale, hold, target the space between the sacrum and the iliac crests, and then exhale, infusing light there. And simply remain connected to this lower space. Feeling the breath, moving in the body and moving the body. And the mind absorbed in that movement. Stay here for longer. You could go into asana, you could sit for meditation and or go to the next practice. Namaste.